So I'm working on documentation for the Snappy MCP tool, and I want to avoid future maintenance headaches. I wanted something that's easy to update with minimal work required, and I don't really feel like learning or paying for new documentation tools. I just want to use something that I already have access to. And so what I found to be an interesting solution is to use WeWeb and Xano. I have the data stored here in the Xano database, and each page doc is stored as markdown in the database records. So this just has a clean separation of content, has a good presentation, and it's something that is obviously a work in progress, still improving it. But what I found to be interesting is actually how this turns into a self-documenting tool, because the tool itself has complete control over the database. So all of this was actually added and modified using the Snappy MCP tool because it has access to my Xano workspace, and it created the entire database structure autonomously. And so if I look over here, actually, you can see that what I just had to do is launch a sub agent to go through all the documentation and to audit it to see exactly across the board where the documentation currently stands. And so I'm putting it in a position where it can improve this content through an iterative process. And so everything was created by the tool, and through going back and forth with me, we can make it better and better. And it even chooses icons for navigation bar and so on. I just wanted to make this video because I thought that was pretty interesting. As much as it's really amazing for building endpoints, which actually is another point I should mention, is that it actually built the endpoints as well. So here I have a group called Documentation API. And so basically using this MCP tool, it actually created these endpoints. These endpoints were created for the fetching of this data. So the endpoint that is allowing us to fetch the data was also created by AI using the same tool. So it was a key part of speeding up my process to be able to bring it this far within a reasonable amount of time. And like I said, it has the ability to upgrade these records because it has complete access to the tool. So it's able to now see where do we add better formatting. Maybe we can put in code blocks for parts to show syntax and so on. Just continuously iterate. And then we can leverage sub agents for that and really leverage the AI to its strength and give it access to what it needs access to in order to create things that are actually visible out there and useful in the real world, because this answers a lot of questions that people are asking me. And then this is one way for me to get that done quicker and also to set it up so that I can update this in the future in a painless way, in a way that actually just makes a lot of sense and is very meta because it's the tool itself writing about itself and so on. So interesting use case, I think, for MCP tools and pretty convenient. And yeah, I think this is like an AI writing documentation about itself, basically. So a lot to unpack.